Good morning. This is Bob speaking to you from my farmette in the Annapolis Valley of Nova Scotia. I'm inside today in my sunroom here because the weather outside is so nasty. We're actually expecting a nor'easter to hit today, likely to get 35 to 40 centimeters of snow and high winds. So I thought it best that I try to work inside today. For many years now I've wanted to do a Bluenose build, a Bluenose model. It is an iconic symbol for Nova Scotia in particular, and I guess Canada generally. As you saw in my introduction there, I have tried to build one from scratch with just a few of the blueprints, but I just didn't have enough information to complete it. So the other day I bit the bullet and I bought a full set of plans for the Bluenose. It's a 3/16 to 1 foot scale. It makes a boat that will fit very nicely on my mantle if I had one, and I don't, so I'll have to stick it in a window somewhere. So although there are many good videos on YouTube on building the Bluenose, there are precious few on building the Bluenose from scratch, and that's what I'm going to try to do. It's a little more challenging, and I like that challenge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I've started. I haven't made very much progress at all, but I'll try to go through it quickly so that you don't get too bored. So just hold on and I'll sort of get all my materials together. Okay, I'm back again here. I got a little bit of work done on my boat. But I thought I'd show you what I'm working from, the plans that I'm working from. So I said I ordered a whole set of these not too long ago. They came very quickly in the mail, I think only 4 or 5 days. But you really have to want to do this project because I think I paid about $114 for the plans. And no kit, no wood, no little bits and bobs to go with it. It was just the paperwork. I'm going to show you just an example here. I got 6 sheets this size. They're huge pieces of paper, and each one, of course, has a diagram on it. I think I've got that up right, and a few instructions. So what I did today is I just see there's it's called the spline of the boat right there. You can see that very well or not. But I just cut that out, put it on a piece of 3/16 plywood and cut it out. Really quite simple, but not nearly as big as the boat that I had. I had issues there with the scale. So I'll show you what I got here. Oh yeah, and also look, you see you have all the bulkheads there. I cut all those out as well and put them on plywood, and of course you need 2 of each one. So that became a little bit of a challenge for me, but I got that done. I gotta pull these up to get out of the way. Yeah, okay, so here's what I came up with the I'll put it this way so you can see the lines a little better. You can see the Bluenose in that, right? Here's the bow of the boat here. This includes the keel, the stern, and these holes here are where the masts go. Pretty straight. I look down there. If you look down there, that's pretty straight. I'm hoping that a little bit of the bow that's in it will come out when I start to plank it. If not, my boat's going to have a little bit of a bow in it rather than a bow. Okay, I got that done today. Additionally, here are the bulkheads. This is a pattern here that I cut out. So all I did is I took 2 pieces of the plywood and I took hot glue. See, I've got a hot glue gun here. One thing about hot glue is that all you guys know probably is that it doesn't work that well. So I just put a couple of dabs of hot glue on it, stuck the 2 pieces together, put the plans on there, and cut them both out at the same time. Then all I had to do was take my jackknife and stick it in between the 2 pieces and pop it apart, and there you have it. And they're perfectly symmetrical. So what happens is these are sandwiched between this keel. Now I don't think I can do that right now because it's, you know, it's kind of awkward. But it's sort of going to look like that, right? That's not too bad. You see what I mean there anyway. Now, to get them on is going to be a bit of a challenge for me. What I'm going to do, I thought this might work. I've got LePage's carpenter glue there. Good stuff, works well. I'm going to put a bead down the middle of the edge there, and then on the very top and bottom I'm going to squirt some of the hot glue. No, it doesn't work that well, but still I should be able to very quickly, after I put the carpenter's glue on, put that hot glue on there, stick that on. That hot glue should hold it well enough that the carpenter's glue will have a chance to really make it solid. I'm not too worried about it anyway because there's a lot of wood that goes on there, the planking for the deck and the hull besides, that will hold that steady. So this is where I am right now. I got my bulkheads, I got my spline. Now all I got to do is glue it all together. So when I come back, I should have that all done. To my part 1 video of the Bluenose Build. There's what I've got done. And I said there in the last little bit that I would not come back until I've got all my bulkheads in place. And I've got them. Looks pretty good, but I did run into some problems. Because I used hot glue in addition to the carpenter's glue, the hot glue worked so fast that I got some of them misaligned, 2 or 3 in particular, so I'm going to have to take those off somehow and get them straightened out because you can't bend them. Those things are really, really strong. One thing I did learn by doing this though was that you should really follow the directions. They are good directions, and I think if you follow them, you come up with a mighty fine boat, but I didn't, and I should have. One of the things the directions said was to use marine grade plywood, 3/16" plywood. Well, I couldn't get it here, so I used a product called Bluenose, and really it's not 3/16. It's sold for 3/16, but it's just slightly smaller. So when I tried to put the rabbet in between the spline and the keel, it took off too much wood. I got deep into the core of the plywood here, and you could wiggle the keel back and forth, and I didn't like that at all, so I abandoned that. I understand why the rabbet is necessary. It allows your planking to sit nice and tidy, but well, I just couldn't get the product, so I'm going to work with this and see what I can accomplish. Next time I come back, I'm going to talk about the stern filler block and the bow. I still have some threads there from the hot glue, and the bow filler block. At this point, I don't really know how to get them in place. I don't know what shape they're in because the pattern sort of left it to your own discretion, which is a mistake with me. But anyway, I do have to sand this. I have to reposition, if I can, some of the bulkheads There's not a whole lot I'm going to be able to do there, but I'm going to try to do some, and I'll come back and I'll show you the stern block and the bow block as well. Okay, see you next time.